listening.
Welcome to the Knitting with Cat Hair podcast. My name is Nikki, also known as Knitting with Cat Hair on Instagram and Cat Hair Knitting on Ravelry. I'm coming to you from Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, where I live with my partner, our 2 daughters, and our 5 cats. And today on the podcast, I have a special guest, Lori, also known as my mom. She'll be joining me. And so welcome back to all returning viewers and a big welcome to all new viewers. This is primarily a knitting podcast, although I do get into other things I'm delving into at the time, such as cross stitch and crochet. So we'll start off perhaps with what we're wearing. So you might notice that we are twinsies. So this is the Mill Sweet Tea by Sandy Rosner. And we both knit this up out of Sweet Georgia silken flax twine, or flax and silk twine, something like that. And so that's what
Cute ass. Little heap on the sides, but that could be fixed.
Other than that, so we did you sew yourself?
No,
I had to sew my sides.
I haven't done it yet.
But other than that, it was a pretty straightforward pattern, pretty easy. Hopefully you can hear us because we stepped away from the microphone. It was a pretty straightforward pattern. Lots of seed stitch and stockinette. So highly recommend.
Yes.
All right. So maybe we'll get into our finished objects. Mom, do you want to go first?
Me first?
You have the most.
Okay, so this is kind of like... You know how when you're in school or when you're a kid and they tell you, what did you do for your summer vacation? Well, this is what I did for my winter vacation. My husband and I went away to Ecuador, and I took that as an opportunity to do a lot of knitting. My favorite thing to knit is socks, and Nikki can attest, I knit a lot of socks. So many that she does eye roll me once in a while. Is she eye rolling now?
No eye roll.
Yes, I knit a lot of socks. So we went to Ecuador, and we were staying in a beautiful city called Cuenca, which is right in the Andes Mountains. And I'd brought one skein of yarn with me from Ancient Arts Fibers, Canadian company. Yay. And this is the first pair of socks that I knit. What I did was I just changed this section up here to make it look like the view outside our apartment window. And then on the back side, we had gone to museums, and I did a different type stylized ink and sun to do on the heel. So I did those, and then I thought, well, who goes to the Andes and you don't see llamas? So I did another sock with these cute little llamas on them. And once again, I did an idea that came from the Incan Museum. This is quite prevalent in a lot of their pottery. And I did the same. I don't know if this will show up or not on that heel, but in reverse colors. I hope you can see that. So, and this is yarn that I bought in Cuenca, so my Spanish is poor. So I go into the yarn store and I ask for lana, which is wool, and she goes, "Sí, señora." And I said alpaca, and she says, "Sí." So no labels on it, no content, no gauge, no nothing. I just went, oh, that feels nice, and I bought a whole bunch of different colors of it. So, which resulted in these. So the next pair of socks that I did was, I wanted to do something to commemorate, I guess, the flower market in Cuenca, which is absolutely beautiful. It's huge and it's just so full of lively colors and beauty. And so I designed these heels and toes with little flowers on them. They're kind of like hibiscus, I guess, but I thought they were quite pretty.
They're so pretty.
And this one kind of reminded me of the cobblestone streets that are everywhere in the old city. For those of you that don't know, Cuenca is a UNESCO heritage site, so it's absolutely beautiful, full with old colonial buildings and wrought iron porches, and it's just got a beautiful, it's a beautiful place. So meanwhile, my husband's getting tired of me knitting socks for myself, so he says, I'd like a pair, but I want something colorful, striped. And I went, okay. So this is what he got. I just used a whole bunch of leftovers, obviously, you can see from the other colors. And I got this pattern off a tablecloth that I had found, a woven tablecloth in one of the little handicraft markets. And I just incorporated it into a sock design. And as you can see, they're very well worn and loved. So that's pretty much my Cuenca ideas that I had. And then I still had more of this no-name yarn. So I moved on to, this is a free pattern that I got off Ravelry called My Cup of Tea. And I actually do very much love the design. And this is the first time that I had ever learned that you could slip stitch a heel. So I was pretty impressed with that. I do a lot of socks, but I'm not very adventurous in what I do. And then my final pair I want to show you is my husband and I lived in Tonga, which is in the South Pacific, in an island group for 7 years. And the big thing to do there is to go swimming with the humpback whales. I have a lot of friends there, and one friend in particular, her name is Beth. And Tongans make tapa cloth, which is a mulberry-based, well, it's a plant base, and they pound it, and then they put designs on it. The designs are called kapesi, and this is one of the designs that's quite common on the carpets, on the rugs. And so I put kapesi on the cuff, and I did the same on the heel. I hope you can see this. And then what I did was I did a whale tail on the tip, and did kapesi inside the whale tail. So these socks do have a name. They are called BBs Blue because my best friend Beth loves blue. And yeah, so that's what I did all winter. Your finished objects.
Those are beautiful, Mom. So what's your, just so people at home know, what's your sock recipe? So like what do you...
I use 64 inches, 64 stitches. And that's
what
my
size
recipe.
needle do you use?
2.25s.
Yeah. So that's a US 1/8. All right. Those are beautiful.
Thank you. Oh, I do use DPNs. I like DPNs, but we'll talk.
Okay, we'll get into that later. Okay, I'll move on to my finished objects, and then we'll go into works in progress.
I think you should put yours on because it's only 400 degrees here.
Yeah, no. Not to mention, this shirt is made out of, what is it?
Linen and
silk.
Yeah,
silk
linen and silk.
And it's, I don't know, it's cooler than, wool.
Yeah.
But it's very hot out today, so we're both sweating.
Mustache weather.
Okay, so first finished object. I did manage to finish my Blump Socks. This is a pattern by Jessica Gore, and I used the pattern out of Lane magazine issue 2, I believe. Yeah, so it's just got this beautiful lace up the sides, both sides, and then in the middle it's just garter stitch. And this was my first time, I think I mentioned previously, that this was my first time doing toe-up socks, and they fit like a dream. Like, I'm super impressed. I may be a convert now. And I used Judy's Magic Cast On to do the toe-up, and I bound off in Twisted Rib. That's what the pattern calls for. But I used Jenny's Super Stretchy Bind Off for the top. And it is super stretchy. The only thing I did was I accidentally misread the pattern and I didn't put the slip stitch heel in. It does call for a slip stitch heel. I didn't realize it did. But other than that, pattern has you cast on 54 stitches, which is a little small.
That's small.
Yeah, I'm typically a 64 stitch kind of girl, so I did increase a little bit to get to that 64 stitches, and it was just a little bit of math and it wasn't a big deal. So yeah, fit like a dream, super happy. Knit out of Hedgehog Fibers sock in the
Beautiful
colorway
color.
Dusk.
I love that color.
I know, pinks and
I'm not a
purples.
pink person. That's pretty.
It's got lots of purple in it.
Yeah, it would look nice with my top.
My mom likes purple. Okay, first finished object. Second, I've not washed, blocked, or even woven in the ends, but it's done. And this is my Felix Pullover. So this is a pattern by Amy Christoffers. And I knit it up out of Michell Baby Suri Roving, which is a combination of wool, baby Suri, and silk. Yeah, super soft.
I know.
So my mom actually brought this yarn back from Ecuador for me a couple years ago now.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you have some red
I do.
of your own. She's trying to figure out which pattern to make with
I'm
hers.
a sweater failure. I'm just.
You're not. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think I did anything differently on that pattern. It might, like, it's a little short for my liking, so I may have to, after I wash and block it, see how long the torso ends
Yeah,
up
it
being.
might stretch out a bit for you.
Yeah, I think so with the Suri. So we'll see. And then my
So
third
cute.
finished object is the So Faded Pint size. Again, not wash blocked or woven in the ends. And this is for my 10-year-old daughter. And this is made up of a bunch of Hedgehog Fibers kind of scraps that I had. And, oh, and this one is a Knit Picks Hawthorn.
Is this your twisted rib again that you like so much now?
No, so I only just learned the twisted rib. But it's my new go-to. I will be using it probably on all my socks now.
Socks?
Socks, cuffs, hems. I really like it. Yeah, so that's done. She's excited to wear it. The sleeves, I think I mentioned last time, are a little short. I'm hoping once I wash and block it, it'll stretch enough. And if not, I'll have to go in and add a bit more. I do have other yarns I could add in there if I have to. So that's that. Did I mention who the pattern was by? So Faded by Andrea Mowry? Did I say that?
I don't think you did.
Okay. By Andrea Mowry. I think a lot of people are familiar with that pattern. Yeah, so I think that's it for my finished objects. Do you want to move into works in progress?
Me first?
Sure.
Okay, I know. You guys are wondering what I'm making, right?
Any guesses?
Yeah. Look it. It's a pair of socks. See, I rolled again, eh? Yeah. So, oh, you know what, Nikki? You're going to have to put it in the notes because I forgot the name of the pattern.
Okay, we'll
It's
add
a
it
free
in.
pattern off Ravelry. This is, Polka Dot Creek
Yarns?
yarns.
What's the colorways?
Da, 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 da. It's called Smores. And chocolate cuff at the moment. And I do love the pattern on this sock. And I really like the yarn. It's quite beautiful. And back to DPNs. And I'm housing it in my food saver bag, just in case you want to know. Yeah. Your turn, Nikki.
That's all you have for works in progress?
No. I have another one.
Yeah.
I have an,
You have another one. Where's your other one?
oh yeah, it's coming.
Okay. You gonna finish with that one?
Okay, this is socks. This is, for those of you who watch Nikki's podcast, I won the giveaway last podcast. And this is the yarn that she gifted. And I've started knitting it up already. And this is my first attempt at magic loop
You're doing great.
on my beautiful new Chiago needles, which I love. Yeah, they're really nice. Holy jeez. Um, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this magic loop thing. I'll wait till I get to the heel and see what happens. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it might be a bit tricky.
It's just weird seeing 2 instead of 3, and yeah.
And so what's the yarn? Do you know?
You know.
I know. I'm just
You're
quizzing you.
Sorry. It's Ancient Arts yarn, and it's called
Socknado.
Why do I think it was Caribbean? It is.
That's the name of the colorway.
Oh, sorry. Caribbean
Getaway. It's pretty. So how do you feel about it? So it's actually kind of stripy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
She's trying to get me. I'm not a huge fan of stripes. I'm like, look how beautiful it looks with her top, though. Yeah, she should wear wool socks with her top in the middle of summer. That'd be a good idea. But yeah, it's beautiful. The colors are beautiful, but I don't know.
Not 100% sold.
No.
On the stripy.
I think I'm going to just go back to plain colors because when you change the pattern and things and you do laces and stuff, it shows up so much nicer than not to degrade the yarn at all. It's absolutely beautiful yarn and beautifully dyed. But I think it has a certain purpose, and I don't think that this was the choice. But vanilla socks are good. Okay, what's next, Vicky? Oh, yes. Okay.
Hey, show off your beautiful case.
Oh, yes. This is a case my wonderful friend Barb made for me. She's an absolutely fabulous quilter. And she made me this carry case for, it's supposed to be for needles and things, but look, she quilts on the inside of it. If you can see that. It's absolutely beautiful. And then the bottom is done in quilting. It's gorgeous. So you're supposed to put your needles and your accessories and stuff in it, but I keep my rocket tea in it, which I consider this a failure, I think. I used Naturally You Mohair and Cashmere mix. So this is it. Obviously not finished. Work in progress. And I did a size 44. Look at this. Look at this. We could fit both in here. It's like, yeah, okay, she's gonna say it. I didn't gauge. I did not gauge. Okay. Yeah, okay.
So you can't, I just want to say that because we can't fault the pattern.
No.
Because she didn't gauge so
No.
So
what am I doing with it? I'm gonna rip it out.
It's so beautiful though. The color is extraordinary. And
yeah, this is melted crayon. This cashmere one is melted crayon, and this is, the mohair is actually called pumpkin spice, but
so pretty.
They seem to go quite well together.
Yeah, and you did this lovely I-cord bind off. Was that your first time doing that?
First time.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, but then, like Nikki mentioned, obviously I'm not on gauge because look at how big the holes are on my detail on the side. I was like, okay, so I'm ripping it out. So that's my work no longer in progress, I guess.
And do you have a plan for are you going to redo in a smaller size, or are you going to knit something else? You don't know yet.
I don't know. I'm going to wait on this because I'm not sure those stripes are super flattering on those big girls I have.
Big-chested.
Yeah. I'm done. Your work's in progress.
All right.
Do you have any socks by chance?
You can see where I get my sock influence from. Because like I mentioned, I was not a sock knitter like a year ago. This is a new thing for me. Yeah, so I did cast on a new pair of socks. And they're housed in my beautiful bee bag by My Needle Crafts that I'm always showing. But this time, so this bag, I think I mentioned when I first got it, it's actually made for 2 at a time knitting. And I'm actually using it for 2 at a time socks.
It's really pretty up close rather than on camera. Like that, is that like a linen or a burlap?
Yeah, it feels like a linen, eh?
It's nice.
It is. It's got that bright yellow.
Oh yeah.
Inside. All right, so yeah, this is a disaster. So this was my first time knitting 2 at a time. It's pretty straightforward. If you can magic loop, I think you could do it. So these are just a vanilla sock. Hopefully you can see that. I'm knitting this out of Polka Dot Creek yarns. Colorway is, the main colorway is called Spring Showers. And then I'm doing the cuff, which is a twisted rib cuff, my new fave, in, it's called Pool colorway. So it's just a darker turquoise.
It's really pretty.
It is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. So yeah, I just did my 64 stitches on US ones. And yeah, that's all there really is to say about those. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like that it feels like I'm not going to end up with second sock syndrome, which is a real thing for sure. So
I never had that.
you're just so quick. How long does it take you to knit a sock? Like, do you
One
think,
sock?
on average?
What else am I doing in the day?
And if it's a vanilla sock or patterned, I guess it takes a little longer, but you're
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah, you know, the longest part is actually designing the heels and toes. That takes forever to graph it out, but the sock is just like quick.
Yeah,
Couple of days,
you're
I'm done.
So like a pair of socks a week. You could do one.
Oh,
a
easy.
pair Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I don't think that's fast. I look at some of
It
those
takes me
podcasts.
a month.
What?
A month to do a pair at least.
Okay.
But I just want to say, I have lots of things on the needles. This girl is pretty monogamous. So it makes sense that you'd be fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one. Oh, should have shown you that first. But I do kind of have a half finished object, if you can count it.
Oh, breeze.
So I was making the Threadbare top. I'll post a picture and I can't find the picture right now. And this is being knit out of We Are Knitters the cotton, which is 100% Pima cotton. It's nice though.
Soft.
It's soft cotton. It's very soft. It's heavy though.
Oh, it's double. Yeah. Oh,
And
man.
it's double stranded. So this is half of the shirt. Basically, I've knit the first half, and then you just do another one of these, seam it up, and do a little ribbing on the here. And I think there's nothing on the collar. It's just a little bit of ribbing on the sleeves, and that's it. That's your shirt. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I must admit I put it away for a while once I finished this. I haven't cast on the second part yet. It cooled off over here. Now it's hot, but it cooled off, and I got into my woolies again. I just want to knit all the wool things again. So yeah, and that's being housed in my beautiful bag that my mom brought me back from Ecuador.
Oh, look at all the cat hair on there.
Knitting
Surprise.
with cat hair.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And so my final work in progress, which is a new cast on, although if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen it already. Actually, I'll show you a picture. So this is being knit out of Lane issue 5. And it's called the Svelge sweater. You know what? I'll just pop a picture in because you'll be able to see it better anyways. But it's out of this magazine. And it's essentially a boxy, oversized sweater with you'll see some lace detail at the top. So it's knit out of fingering weight yarn, and then the top, the lace is just one strand of mohair. Give it that pretty lace. So I am knitting this up out of Lichen and lace sock yarn, which is a 75-25
They can't
merino.
There. How do you like Lichen and lace?
I like it.
Me too.
I really do. So it's a little more, what would you say that is? Not variegated, but just tonal, very tonal. I am alternating skeins.
Yeah.
Because they can be, I noticed when I got them, they were very different. So some were a lot darker than others. And one was very, very light. So I just took that one out. I'm not even using that one because I think I have enough. I only need 5 skeins. So have that extra 6th.
And when you alternate, what method do you use?
Oh yeah. So I'm using the helical knitting method of alternating skeins. And this is what the yarn looks like just in the skein.
And from what country?
This is a Canadian brand.
Yay! We're all about Canadian stuff here.
We try to support Canadian, especially small business.
Yeah, very important.
Yep. So, and that's housed in my Jezebel Bee bag, which is also Canadian.
Yay!
She's found on Etsy. And yeah, I think that's it for all my works in progress. Do you have anything else?
No.
So
I got lots, but no.
I have a few acquisitions. She has
one
acquisition. No, 2, I guess, if you count the yarn I gave you. But we're going to hold off because we do have plans to go yarn shopping. We have an appointment with Georgian Bay Fiber Co. at 2 p.m. this afternoon. So we're going to go have a look at her yarns. I'm specifically shopping for yarn to make the Swallowtail sweater. I'll pop a picture in here if you guys aren't familiar with it. Yeah, so I'm looking for 4 colors that I can use to do that Colorworks sweater. And are you shopping for anything in particular? Any dream knitting?
Socks?
Trying to get her out of the socks.
I'm trying to get you to roll your eyes.
I would roll my eyes, but I'm too busy squinting. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what she ends up with, but we might re-record. We'll put in a section after this if we do buy anything, just to show our acquisitions. So yeah, Georgian Bay Fiber Co. is totally local. It's a new company that I hadn't heard of. I guess she's been open since 2018, but she's here in Sudbury, so we're kind of excited to do some local.
She's a dyer, shopping. Right?
Yeah.
So, and she does. Georgian Bay, for those of you who don't know, is an area of Lake Huron, which is one of the Great Lakes, which is where we are very close to. And so she kind of incorporates, I believe, the colors and the names of her colorways.
Yeah, local landmarks.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, really cool. So the colors are a lot pretty. Eesh. I have an English degree.
I also have an English degree. You wouldn't know it.
Her colors are rather rustic looking, but they're very natural looking. So
yeah, and I think
very excited to go.
She does a lot of non-superwash, I believe, yarns. So I think she does a mix, perhaps.
Going to be fun.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that, and then we might also hit up our local yarn shop called Sweet Yarns.
Yes,
because it was my birthday a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks now, and my partner generously gifted me a gift certificate to Sweet Yarns. So see if I can put that to use. Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about soak. Do you guys use soak? Because Nikki gifted me this little tiny pack of soak. For those of you who don't know me, all of you who don't know me, I live out in the bush. Okay, the forest, the whatever. I live on the lake, out in the bush. And we have a little bunkie, which is, a bunkie is like a little separate bedroom off of your main house. And while we went to Tonga, I packed all of my stuff I wanted to keep in there. I thought it would be really safe because it was mouse proof, etc., etc. Turns out it wasn't, and I had a lot of let lopi yarn, wool, and a mouse got in and built a nest in all my skeins. No, they would be balls, right? Balls of yarn.
Yep.
They stunk to high heaven. Oh God. But he only kind of ripped up a few of the top balls, so the bottom ones stunk, but they were still salvageable. For those of you who get turned off by this, just skip it. Really. So I had to take all the balls apart and what's that called when you put it back into a skein? Whatever. Make a big
loop.
And then I was going to wash it, and I thought, well, how am I going to wash it? And Nikki had gifted me this packet of soak. And I put water in a bucket, put it in there, soaked my yarns, and they came out fabulous. I was friggin' amazed. So if you have something happen to you where there's like a really unpleasant odor in your in your yarns or wool, don't despair, because like that was like $400 worth of yarn that I wasn't willing to give up on. So I'm super excited that I will get back to my let lopey, but that's another story altogether.
I was going to mention that. Okay, we'll save that for next time.
Oh, you can if you want.
No, that's okay. It's better to show it anyway.
Yeah, I have a walk of shame. A bag of shame.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's for another episode.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you have to see them to believe them.
I wish I had all my fails. Yeah. We both watched Yarn Curator and Felicity Yarn Studio combined episode.
5B.
So they're two sisters. If you don't know them, they have podcasts on YouTube, and they're two sisters that both knit, and they did a combined episode where they talked about their failed items through knitting, and it was hilarious. I was dying laughing, and it wasn't because I'm laughing at them. I'm laughing because I relate. I know what it's like. So yeah, if you haven't seen that episode, I'll put a link below. It's hilarious. You guys should check it out. It's really funny. So yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll end it there, unless you have something else you're dying to say.
I would love to tell it, but I don't think you want me to. So
I just don't know how it segues.
It doesn't. It's just.
Should we save that one for next time?
Yeah.
You told your mouse pea story.
Yeah, I did. Pea story.
It's good, eh?
If you guys have a pea story, share.
Leave a comment down below.
My granddaughter loves pea stories.
She would, yeah.
I think I'm done.
Okay. Well, we'll, like we mentioned, we'll either put in another snippet afterwards after we're done yarn shopping. If we buy anything and want to show off or showcase our yarns, we'll show ya. Otherwise, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
So we're back from our shopping trip. So we did go to Sweet Yarns and Georgian Bay Fiber Co. Oh yeah, so yeah, maybe we'll start with Sweet Yarns because we went there first.
Yep.
So I didn't actually buy anything for myself at Sweet Yarns, but Mom did buy some stuff.
If you watched the other part of the podcast, I bought myself some more soak, which makes me very happy to have that on hand. And I did get the Celebration scent, which smells quite nice. Actually, they all smell really nice, so big fan of that stuff. And the other thing I did get was, she's a Canadian dyer again, and this is a hand-dyed yarn by Orange Octopus called Ariel, and it is 80/20. And what do you think I'm going to make out of it? Just wondering.
Insert eye roll.
It's very beautiful. I love this corally color. It'll be nice and bright. So that was our visit to Sweet Yarns today here in Sudbury. It was fun. Oh no, Lily got something.
Yeah, so my daughter took an interest in some cactus needle felting kit that they had there. So we're going to try our hand at needle felting, which I've never done before, but Lauren at Sweet Yarns assured us that it's pretty fun and pretty easy to do. So that's good. We'll be Googling how to do that. So then we went to Georgian Bay Fiber Co., which, as mentioned, is a local hand dyer to us here in Sudbury. And she was kind enough to open her shop to us and let us have a look at the color swatches of all of her beautiful yarns.
Yep, we were the only ones in the shop, right?
Yeah, it was scheduled by appointment only, so it was nice, just the three of us.
Masks, everything, hand sanitizer, the whole bit. Yay, COVID.
Yeah. So I'll probably pop in. I took a quick video of the storefront, and I'll pop that in at the end so you guys can see what it looks like. It's really beautiful. Yeah, and as I mentioned, I was looking for colors for the Swallowtail sweater that I want to knit. So I did, with the help of Carla, the owner. She helped me pick out some beautiful colors. So it's going to be really autumny looking, and I might pop in a photo of the colors I chose. And then
I pre-ordered some really rustic called Collins Inlet wool from her. The sheep are actually from Canada, and it's a dyer here, so that makes me doubly happy. And I'm going to knit a sweater, hopefully, and I promise I will swatch.
Which sweater are you making?
Cut. Moki?
I think it's the Moki. It's from Lena
Number 9.
number 9.
Yes.
Issue number 9. We'll pop a picture in here.
Yes. But also what I did purchase was, I've been looking for some yarn, some wool to make boot socks out of, because as I mentioned, we live in the bush and we heat by wood stove. So it gets cool in the evenings and early mornings, and so I did manage to get some beautiful. This is Collins Inlet again. I'm certain I don't have a tag. I don't know the colorway or what weight it is.
I think it was worsted weight, wasn't it?
Was it? Anyways, I'm going to give it a whirl and see what kind of gigantico socks I can make out of this. But it should be toasty warm, which was the whole idea.
It's a beautiful color.
Yeah, it's got lots of different colors in it. I'm not sure you can see that or not. But. And then the other thing I got was she had some 100% linen that was sitting out, and I picked up a few skeins of that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. This is the natural color of it, but it's awfully beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
So,
the sheen on that.
Super fine,
so
though.
Pretty.
So I probably might have to pair it or double it, or I'm not certain yet, but it'll be something.
Mm-hmm.
Not socks. Woohoo! So that was my purchases.
And I don't have. Well, I didn't. I mean, I ordered yarn, sweaters quantity, and I did purchase some lovely stitch markers. They're hexagon shape, yeah, with a little bee progress keeper that comes with it. So they were really, really cute. That's all I bought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's a lot.
It's enough. But yeah, anyways, if you're local, you should go check out her store.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous. Lovely colors. Okay.
Or I bet you could order online too.
Oh yes, she does have an online website.
Yes.
You know, I'll put a link to the website down below as well, because you don't have to be local.
No.
It's just nice to see the colors and to feel the yarns in person. I do.
Yeah, I do
like
prefer to
that.
shop like that as well.
Yeah, so I didn't mention, but Mom bought the Collins Inlet yarn for your sweater, right? And I went with the Bayfield, which is a BFL. So it's a little softer, not quite as rustic, but it's still 100% non-superwash. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it arriving. Okay, so moving on with other acquisitions, because we didn't cover this off during the podcast. You can go first.
Surprise! I bought a book of socks. I bought it because it said it was a way to master socks. So I'm hoping, I just got it, so I have not really perused it yet. And I'm hoping that there are excellent tricks and all kinds of stuff. It's by Ann Budd. And it came off Amazon, no, Indigo. And just give you a sample of what is possibly available to you. I think those are quite beautiful. Of course, they caught my eye because they're purple. And then another pattern. Don't judge me for folding my book, okay? Thought those were quite beautiful as well. Anyways, and there's techniques in it and different types of heels and toes, and yeah, so just hoping to make something beautiful again. Maybe with the coral I can do some kind of really intricate lace pattern that'll really pop out on that color. We'll see. So that was my acquisition. Beautiful.
Okay, and in terms of books, I purchased The Knitter's Book of Yarn by Clara Parks. So this is kind of just one of those, you know, I don't know, library books that everyone should have in their knitting library. So it talks about all the different types of yarns and what they're best for, I guess, like how they would hold up. I'm looking for something to
I saw socks.
show. But there's also a whole slew of patterns. So, I don't know, just to give you an idea, here's a lace pattern. Oops.
So it talks about different weights of yarns, or what?
No, different fiber types. So it goes through both, I believe. I haven't read it yet, but it looks like it covers the different types. So from acrylic to 100% wool to all like different types of wools that you can get. So like
there's
merino,
fiber, corn fiber. I have not heard of.
Cellulose fibers.
Oh, cool.
Protein fibers, etc. And then again, a bunch of pretty patterns that you can use, and recommended yarn
those
types.
Are really cute.
So I think, those are cute. So this whole conversation that we've been having on Instagram and Ravelry, I guess, about yarn substituting and being a little more cost effective and things like that. So this is a really good guide in terms of determining, what type of fiber you could replace another, if a pattern calls for something really expensive, if you can substitute. It's a good idea. And on that note, we forgot to mention that that Collins Inlet yarn at GB Fiber Co.
Oh yeah,
super affordable. So she brought this yarn in to make it more affordable for knitters. It's like half the price of the BFL.
Can I say the price?
I don't see why not. It's on her website.
Okay, it's $14 a skein. Canadian. You Americans out there?
Snap it up.
You should be getting this. It's quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Quite beautiful. And hand dyed. Her colors are, well, you'll see in Nikki's video or pictures that she shows. She took a picture, I believe, of all the sample colors.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. They're beautiful.
Just
beautiful.
really pretty.
Yeah.
So that's my book. And then I mentioned it was my birthday a couple weeks ago. So my partner braved the local yarn store and brought me home this skein of yarn, which is, Orange Octopus, which is an Ontario hand dyer. Yeah. And the colorway is Pistachio Walnut. And it's a superwash merino, 80%, 20% neps, because it has like little tweedy bits in there. I don't know if you can see. So it's green. That's his favorite color. He swears there was no turquoise to be found.
But we were just there, and
there was. Anyways, he grabbed this, and I told him I'd make him socks out of it. So that's what this is going to end up being. And I think just looking at the variegation, I think it's probably going to stripe. So there's that, and then I got a gift certificate to a local yarn shop. I haven't purchased anything with it yet, but I will. And then my mom handmade me these beautiful candle holders.
Bushcraft 101.
So just to give you an idea how they look. And then there's another one go here. They're beautiful. They look great in my craft room.
Yeah, Mary Lou's going to be jealous. My sister, her wedding present is log coasters. But I don't think she's crazy about the idea, so I had to buy something else for her in Ecuador. I'm still tossing up whether or not to just give her the log coasters.
Oh, you made her some log coasters? Well, that's nice.
Yeah. She's not, yeah.
You told her?
Yeah. She's like,
nice.
Oh, that's really nice.
She gave you
now it's a running joke. So,
yeah. Well, I love mine. They're beautiful.
Cool.
All right. I guess that's it, right?
I think we're done.
We're good. That's our acquisitions. So, if you want to stick around and check out the short video of our trip to Georgian Bay Fiber Co., that'll follow. So, bye everyone. See you in 2 weeks.
Il y a si longtemps déjà, j'ai oublié comment. Tant de mots, de moments, pensés depuis longtemps. Devant ce mur muet, faut chercher.